Hello and welcome to another edition of Steelers Depot Jeopardy, the Champions Round, our fourth and final edition of this offseason where the winners from episodes 1 through 3 will compete for the grand prize of bragging rights. We'll say there is no real prize here for Steelers Depot Jeopardy. So let's introduce our three contestants, the winners from the previous episodes. David O is here. David, how you doing?
Hey, greetings everybody. Looking forward to it. I just hope Alex is gentle with us.
Nope, I was not. We'll talk about that in a second. Ross McCorkle, episode 1 winner. David O won the third episode. Ross, the first one. Ross, how you doing?
I am good. I kind of backed my way into this championship round, so I'm just hoping to make at least a little noise here.
Just happy to be here. We have Dave Bryan, episode 2 winner. Dave, how you doing?
Scared to death, Trebek.
Listen, this is the Champions Round. These questions are intentionally difficult to reflect that. They are not impossible, though, and so it's going to be played the same way we played the other episodes. We'll have the first round, all the questions and categories you guys see on screen right now. We'll have Final Jeopardy for winner take all. Also want to thank our scorekeeper behind the scenes, Troy Montgomery. So let's dive on in. Let's start with the categories, a quick visit of that. They're similar, but one new one. We have Steelers history, which is the history of the team, colleges where Steelers went to school, potpourri, random questions, and points, a category about points. So to get points, you must answer questions about points. There are a couple. I will give you guys a little extra time to answer because you have to kind of work through it a little bit, but we'll see. We'll talk about those when they pop up. So let's start with the episode 1 winner. Ross McCorkle will give you control of the board to kick things off.
All right, I'm intrigued about points. Let's do points for 200.
Points for 200. The final score of the 1989 season opening loss to Cleveland, the worst defeat in Pittsburgh history. David O was first.
51-0.
51-0 is correct. The worst loss. They got killed by the Bengals the next week and still won a playoff game that year. All right, David O, the board is yours.
Let's try points for 400.
Sticking with points for 400. The Steelers finished this season with a plus 211 point differential, best in team history. Ross?
Go with 2016.
Incorrect. The good news is you do not lose points. You can't go below 0. So all guesses are worth it if you have not gotten on the board yet. Any other guesses for this one on points? David O?
I'm going to kick myself. I'm going to say 2014.
Incorrect. So you do lose points there, going back down to 0. Dave Bryan, want to take a stab at it?
2012.
Incorrect. The answer, 1975. The 70s dynasty. Plus 211 point differential en route to a Super Bowl. No one gets it right. Board is controlled by David O. Stays to you.
We'll keep it points for 600.
Guys, love your points category. In points, the largest comeback Pittsburgh has ever made, a feat achieved 3 times. David O?
21 points.
That is correct. 21 points. Comebacks, the most recent version in 1997 against Baltimore. They trailed 21-0 and won that game 42-34. So nice job, David O. Board is yours.
Points for 800.
Points for 800. Most points Pittsburgh has ever scored in a single quarter. Most points in a single quarter by the Steelers. It's happened a couple times. Dave Bryan?
35.
Incorrect. Ross?
24.
Incorrect. David O, want to give it a whack?
Nope, because my guess is what Ross just said, so nope.
The answer, 28, which happened last in 2014 against the Colts. You guys were in the ballpark, but no correct answers there. David O, I think the board's still with you.
Yeah, let's end the suffering and go points for 1,000.
Points for 1,000. This might be my favorite question of the board here. Of running backs with 10-plus touchdowns, the Steeler with the highest career points per game average. So listen carefully. I'll give you the hint as the question suggests. It's a running back of ones with 10-plus touchdowns in their Steelers career. Who has the highest points per game average? Ross?
There was a year where D'Angelo Williams had quite a few touchdowns. We'll go with him.
That is correct. It is D'Angelo Williams. Congratulations. This was career,
Nice.
but yeah, D'Angelo Williams, I think it was 4.3 or 4.4 points per game. It beat Le'Veon Bell, Jerome Bettis, Franco Harris, and etc. So congratulations, Ross. Clutch answer there. 1,000 points to you and the board.
Oh, we'll go history for 200.
History for 200. The day of the week Pittsburgh played its first ever game. David O.
Wednesday night.
That is correct. The Wednesday game against the New York Giants. Pittsburgh still had those blue laws on the books that did not allow them to play on Sundays until November of 1933. So, David O, you're correct. The board is yours.
Potpourri or potpourri for 200.
Potpourri for 200. The first year Pittsburgh began playing Renegade, the unofficial anthem of the Steelers. The first year it was played. David O kicking himself, it looks like. Ross, Dave Bryan, any guesses to venture? By Styx, the famous song now played late in the game when the defense needs a stop. Anyone? 5, 4, 3, 2. The answer, 2001. 2001, the first year. Became more popular later on, but 01 was the first season. So no one gets that one. Dave, board is yours. David O.
Potpourri for 400.
Potpourri for 400. Name the NFL team Hall of Famer Donnie Shell worked for following his Steelers career. The team he worked for in the front office of after his NFL career wrapped up, from undrafted free agent to Hall of Famer, part of that 74 historic class. Any guesses? 5, 4, 3, 2. The answer, the Carolina Panthers. He worked for as director of player development for 15 years. No one gets that one. David O, board is still with you.
Potpourri for 600.
Potpourri for 600. Down the board we go. This one I'm going to give you guys a second to buzz in on. Number of combined sacks, forced fumbles, and interception James Harrison had in his dominant Monday night 2007 game against Baltimore. So the total of sacks, forced fumbles, and interceptions James Harrison had that day. Dave Bryan.
8.
Incorrect. Ross.
7.5.
That is correct. He had 3.5 sacks, 3 forced fumbles, and 1 interception in the most dominant performance I think I've ever seen by a Pittsburgh Steeler. Ross, board is yours.
Potpourri for 800.
Potpourri for 800. The first draft pick of Bill Cowher's tenure. This is a fun question. Everyone knows Mike Tomlin was Lawrence Timmons, Chuck Noll, 1969 with Joe Green. It was Bill Cowher's first ever draft pick, and I won't give you the year because that might help you out a little too much. This one, a little tricky. That's why it's $800. Any guesses? 5, 4, 3, 2. The answer, offensive tackle Leon Searcy. Played for Pittsburgh for, I think, 4 seasons, then went down to Jacksonville, the first pick under Cowher. All right, board is, I'm losing track of it. Was it David O or Ross?
I think it's still me, and we'll go 1,000 for Potpourri.
Potpourri for 1,000. In degrees, the coldest game in Steelers history. It's the coldest game they ever played. Played a lot of cold games in Pittsburgh. Need the number, the temperature in degrees. Any guesses? 5, 4, 3, 2. The answer, 2. 2 degrees in 1977 against the Cincinnati Bengals. A 2-degree game at kickoff. All right, Ross, board is still with you.
History for 400.
History for 400. This Steeler became the NFL's first Canadian-born player to win a Super Bowl. I like this question. It's a little fun geography, football trivia. First Steeler born in Canada to win a Super Bowl. Any guesses?
I have
5.
a guess, but I'm not willing to do it.
Not willing. 5, 4, 3, 2. Dave?
Sean Swisham?
Incorrect.
No, wait, no.
Well, okay. 5, 4, 3, 2. No one's going to buzz in, I assume. Correct? David, you want to take your guess? You're not going to get points either way. You're not going to lose points, but go ahead and guess.
I was going to say Roy Girella.
That is correct. Roy Girella. You will not get the points, but that was Roy Girella, born in Canada, the first one to ever do it north of the border.
Myself for not. I should have gone for it.
There you go. All right, board. I'm still losing track here. I'm the worst at it. Ross, go ahead.
600, I think.
History for 600. From the time the stat became official in 1982 through the rest of the decade, this Steeler led the team in total sacks. So essentially, who led the Steelers in sacks from 1982 to 1989? Post-Steel Curtain, so would not be some of the most famous defensive linemen, defensive players in team history. Any guesses? Led the team in sacks 82 to 89. Ross?
Lloyd?
Incorrect. Dave Bryan?
Is it Keith Willis?
It is. Keith Willis is correct with 47 over the decade. So good job, Dave. Board is yours.
What's left in Potpourri?
That is eliminated. Nothing left in potpourri.
All right. Let's go colleges 1,000.
Colleges for the big boy, 1,000. The last kicker the Steelers drafted, Chris Brown, was a 7th-round pick in 1999 from this program. I do love my special teams, my kicker questions. We have Jarella. Now, where did Chris Brown go to school? And the last Steelers kicker was 1999 that they drafted. Dave Bryan, go ahead.
What is Nebraska?
That is correct. He was a Cornhusker. Wow. His brother eventually went there. Brown set multiple records for the program. Nice job, Dave. Board is yours.
Let's see. Let's go colleges 800 if it's still available.
It is. Potpourri and points are completely gone. We have some left in history, and we have some left in colleges. Colleges for 800. In 2003, Pittsburgh traded up for USC's Troy Polamalu. Ensuing pick, linebacker Alonzo Jackson went here. Dave Bryan.
What is Florida State?
That is correct. He was a Seminole, and he did not have the career Troy Polamalu did. So Dave Bryan storming back in this one. Board is yours.
600 colleges.
600 colleges.
Can't find a yes. Right.
Once viewed as Terry Bradshaw's heir, Mark Malone was drafted from this school in 1980. Dave Bryan.
What is Arizona State?
That is correct. Dave Bryan on a roll. He was a Sun Devil, Mark Malone was. So Dave, board stays with you.
Do we have 400 for colleges available?
We do. Do you want it?
Yes.
It's yours. Number of combined Pitt and Penn State players drafted in the Mike Tomlin era. We'll give you guys a second to think it over. I need the number. If you want to give the names too and then just give me the number off of that, feel free. But this is from 2007 to present day, the combined number of Pitt Panthers and Penn State Nittany Lions drafted in the Tomlin era. Probably shouldn't have made this a $400 question, but here we are. I'm going to take your shoes off. If you need to count them up, feel free. I'm trying to think if I can name them all from what I had written down. I do know the number, but Ross, you know the number. Go ahead.
6.
Incorrect. David O, Dave Bryan, any guesses?
I can tell you the total number of Pitt and Penn State players drafted all time, but I can't answer in the Tomlin era.
Nope, we need just the Tomlin era. 5, 4, 3, 2. The answer, 7. Ross was close. It was 7-2. Panthers, Kenny Pickett, James Conner. Can we name the Penn State ones? It's Joey Porter Jr., Pat Freiermuth, Jesse James, Marcus Allen, and A.Q. Shipley is the hidden name in that one. So there's your 7. Not a ton of them in the Tomlin era. David, how many have been drafted in all time? I genuinely have no idea.
I believe it's... Pitt is like 46 and Penn State is 28. So like 74.
I gotcha. Good deal. All right. Board should stay with Dave Bryan.
Colleges. Can we close out colleges for 200?
We can. Colleges for 200. Former first-round pick tight end Eric Green played here. Dave Bryan.
Liberty.
He went to Liberty. Dave Bryan knows his colleges getting back in this race. So colleges is clear. We got 2 left. We have history for 800 and 1,000. Dave, your pick.
Let's do history for 200 then.
No, we have 800 and 1,000 remaining. I might have said that incorrectly. Those are the 2 categories left.
So history is the only one left, right?
Correct. That's all that's on the board.
800 and 1,000. Let's go 800 history.
History for 800. Drafted in 1955, this Steeler holds a team record for most Pro Bowls by an offensive tackle. This was a late addition to my Jeopardy questions. Wanted to get some 50s trivia in there. We've kind of done some very early Steelers stuff and didn't want to ignore the 50s. So he was drafted in 55, offensive tackle, most Pro Bowls by a Steeler. They're known for their centers, not quite as known for their offensive tackles. David O is contemplating. Don't know if he wants to give an answer. Ross does not seem like he wants to give an answer. He seems out on this one. David O?
No, I gotta pass on this.
The answer and the pronunciation I'm still working on a little bit, but Frank Orochena, drafted in the first round in 55, made 4 in Pittsburgh and a final 1 with the Rams, but the 4 in Pittsburgh, what we're looking for, Orochena.
I wouldn't have gotten that.
The answer, really, one of those underrated names from those pretty weak Steelers teams in the 50s. So all we have left, Dave Bryan, is 1,000. You want it?
Close it out, Trebek.
Let's close it out. And I love this question. It's near and dear to my heart, so I hope somebody gets it. Once called the finest end in college by famed writer Grantland Rice, this Steeler caught the team's first offensive touchdown. 1933, Grantland Rice called him the finest end in college football history. It's great praise. That's why anyone who ever remembers Grantland.com, it's named after Grantland Rice, had big praise for this Steeler. And it's not Big Daddy Lipscomb. I'm sure Josh Carney is listening. Not Big Daddy. David O thinking again. No. Dave Bryan, any thoughts? No. David O, give you one last chance.
Not without Googling.
I think he went to school in California.
I can't tell you that.
No, I gotta pass.
No. The answer, Paul Moss. Paul Moss. One of my favorite players in 1933.
He came in first or second in receiving yards in 1933, I think.
I believe he was second that year. He was
and there was another Pirate that was first.
Okay. Yeah, I don't remember exactly the
Pittsburgh
leaderboard that year.
They had the number 1 and number 2 guys in receiving yards in 1933.
Paul Moss. Not from California. He's from Indiana, but the answer,
I was
Paul
thinking
Moss.
of somebody else.
Yeah, caught that in week 2 for the Steelers' first ever win. So that will conclude our first round. We'll take a break, come back, recap the scores, and get ready for Final Jeopardy here on Steelers Depot Jeopardy. And welcome back to Steelers Depot Jeopardy. Before we start Final Jeopardy with our last question, let's recap the scores. In third place is Ross McCorkle with 600. Second place, David O with 800. And in first place, a commanding lead, Dave Bryan at 3,200, as colleges really helped him out there. He ran through that board. So we'll get ready for Final Jeopardy. I'm going to stop the screen share for just one moment so I can pull up the question. Hold on one second as I figure out how to do all this, and we'll see who wins it, but I think we know who has certainly a commanding lead. So I'll pull up the question, and then you guys will get some time to answer. Let me go ahead and do that right now. The final Steelers Depot Jeopardy question. With 5, this Steelers wide receiver holds the team record for most 2-point conversions. I think our first question ever about 2-point conversions. What Steeler holds the record with 5? Give you guys some time. Jot down your answers, and we'll see who gets it right. Make sure to put your wagers in as well. Which Steeler had 5 2-point conversions in his career? We're looking for career 2-point conversions. Give you guys about 10 more seconds, and then we will dive on in. Be sure to hold up your answer. We'll put it on screen for you guys as well. 5, 4, 3, 2. All right, I'm going to read the question one more time, and then we'll start with Ross for the first answer and wager. With 5, this Steelers receiver holds the team record for most career 2-point conversions. Ross, what was your answer and your wager?
Antonio Brown, 300.
Incorrect. Not Antonio Brown. A fair guess, but that is not the correct one. David O, what Steelers receiver holds the record with 5 2-point conversions? Can you say it out loud? I can't see your screen completely there.
Hines Ward.
Okay, and your wager was how much?
$400.
Hines Ward is correct. It is Hines Ward. And so David not wagering all of his points. He's at 1,200. Ross, by the way, drops down to 300. So David O, if you could put in the chat your answer, and we will go from there.
Yeah, I was tossed on Heinz Ward or Randall L on this. I went with Randall L, and I bet $2, Alex.
So Randall L incorrect, a $2 bet. I will allow. We had some funky bets last time. So Dave Bryan will drop to $29.98, but he remains the winner. I think we all knew that was going to happen based on Final Jeopardy. So Dave Bryan is the winner of the final standings. Dave Bryan first place at $2,998. Second place, David O at $1,200. Third place, Ross McCorkle at $300. So Dave Bryan, our Steelers Depot trivia champion forever and ever. Dave, congratulations.
All right. How many 2-point conversions did Randall L had? Do you have the list of 2-point conversions, top 5 or something?
I do not, unfortunately. I just know that Heinz Ward had 5. I can't really access to look that up quickly right now, but I'm sure he had a couple. That sounds like he had a couple.
Well, I was hoping you were going to ask who was the first Steeler player to score a touchdown.
Score a touchdown or a 2-point conversion?
No, score a touchdown.
Oh, okay. The answer to that one
I
is
believe,
Butch
and he's
Cotler.
second all time with this. I believe it was Marvin Cotler with a 99-yard pick 6.
Yep, that is correct. Yeah, that was in that
Against the
week 2 game.
Cardinals.
And then
I think it was against the Chicago Cardinals.
It was.
Thank God for colleges for me.
Dave knew his
Oh,
colleges.
you smoked there, man.
Man,
You
how'd
smoked.
you get that 1,000? Who was the it was the
Chris
kicker.
Brown.
How the
Chris
heck
Brown.
did you remember that?
The stuff that's in Dave Bryan's mind should scare us all. But Dave Bryan, congratulations, David
Thank you.
Ross. Thank you for playing as well. You guys both won the earlier round. So hopefully you guys enjoyed this off-season edition of Steelers Depot Jeopardy. We'll hopefully bring it back for next year. I think it was pretty well received. So thank you again, and we'll talk to you soon.
Yeah, well done, Chief. Great job.